the second round when the seeded players enter the action. Ian White is the number 7 seed and is hoping that trend does not continue. Taking on Mark Walsh, Special Brew Walshy, the former top 10 player in the world from Abbots Langley, who came through relatively stress-free in the opening round yesterday against European Tour debutant Thomas Younghans. Dan Dawson in the commentary box for this one, alongside me, Rob Malarkey.
Yes, he did. First match of the day, in fact, against the Swiss qualifier. Missed 4-match darts when he was leading 5-1. That was pretty much the only spot of bother he had. He eventually got there with a 6-2 win. Averaged only 82, so he'll need to step up, you feel, if he's to challenge Ian White. Just wonder how Ian White is in terms of his mindset at the moment. After that defeat by Vandenberg in the last 64 at the World Championship. But he is a player who has made giant strides over the last 2 or 3 years. Year by year progression. Broke into the world's top 8 last year, having established himself in the top 16 the year before. And on his day, he's had some terrific performances. You think back to the defeat of Gary Anderson in the World Grand Prix to reach the quarterfinals. That was a real highlight for him.
First leg mark to throw first.
By and large, though, had a tough time of it in Europe last year. Made a couple of semi-finals, but aside from that, wasn't really a great deal to report. So, Ian White maybe with something to prove here.
Nothing wrong with a semi-final on the European Tour.
Well, no, I'm not saying there is. I'm just saying.
Plenty of people haven't managed to get that far. He is a man who's made a European Tour final before, back in 2012, the first year of the European Tour.
135.
Made it all the way to the final of the German Darts Masters, as it was then. Different venue.
Didn't win a single match in 4 of the tournaments last year, though. That's the point I was making.
Yeah, no, that is also
balancing
true.
it up.
That is also true. Ian White, one of the few people to hit a 9-darter on the European Tour. Hitting that against Andy Hamilton at the German Darts Masters in 2012. That was a year where we had 5 European Tour events. We had 5 9-darters.
Yeah.
We had 1 the following year in 2013, and since then, since we've been streaming it, since I've been at every single one, none.
A drought.
0
drought
9-darters.
That needs to be ended. We've come close this weekend.
Agonisingly so.
40.
Winner of this one goes through to the last 16 to face either the Rebel Ronnie Hybrex or the Cobra Jelle Klaassen.
83.
Klaassen in good shape after his run to the semis at the Ali Pali. Well, it's a very scratchy opening leg, shall we say?
Well, 4 visits to the board. Ian White's down to a finish, but it's a massive one. No trouble from Walshy. Could mean White gets 6 darts from there.
58. In your equal 167.
Or even if it doesn't go, just want to leave himself handily placed. Don't miss any big numbers. Well, it could be even better than that, you know. It could be even better than that.
142.
Whisker away.
50.
But Walshy needs to take the 150 out, and it's not going to happen. So Ian White, chance to break and take a 1-0 lead in this one.
51.
As you say, 3 seeds already fallen by the wayside today. Wouldn't be too surprised to see White follow, but if he can find an early break, it will give him a big impetus at the very outset. He's making hard work of this, though, but he gets there in the end.
First leg, Ian White.
Takes out the double 4 at the first time of asking.
First. Game on.
Other seeded players we get to see this afternoon. Robert Thornton, the number 9 seed, against
60.
the dangerous young Geordie Chris Dobie. James Wade, former European Tour winner, of course, takes on Joe Cullen, who's playing some great darts at the minute.
Yeah, Cullen on the practice board just now when I went upstairs just to have a look around, seek some refreshment. There he was.
With Big Devon.
No, Devon was not too far away. As sure as night follows day, Devon was within a 10-feet radius of
60.
Joe.
We'll see Devon. He's playing tonight, though. Penultimate game of the second round. He's up against Benito van der Pas. It'll be that game. And then Rene Idams. Ooh, Rene.
Peterson couldn't equal him.
98.
Yeah, Idams against Van Gerwen. One I'm really looking forward to. The crowd will be playing their part in that one, that's for sure.
140.
Bit more like it for Ian White there. Finds his first trebles of the leg.
Yeah, Mark Walsh still finding his way into this match here.
137.
There's a step in the right direction though. But Ian White is down to a finish first. But what will the finish be?
140.
101. Walsh needs to make inroads here.
140.
And does so.
In Uruguay, 101.
But a chance for a 2-0 lead here for Ian White, but equally a chance for Mark Walsh to break if White fluffs his lines here.
61. Mark Uruguay, 42.
Well then, Walshy. 2 darts at a double. And it's tops he's looking at. Oh, he's gone next door. Awkward double 15. That's not awkward. It's not awkward. Just throw it in. That's all you do.
The leg mark
is an
to
immediate
throw
break back for
Game.
Walshy.
Fairly unorthodox way to take out 42, but
That's
they
the
all
only
count.
way.
They
It's the
all-
only way. 2 double 5, double 15.
140.
Kicks off 140.
First maximum of the match. Arriving in the third leg.
60.
Can he follow it up? The diamond, Ian White. Not to be.
60.
Well, that 60 visit has just brought Mark Walsh back into this leg, but needs to find a big
83.
treble, and he does so.
And still a good opportunity for Ian White to make it 3 consecutive breaks of throw in this one, though. Ton gets into a finish. Looks like he's going to get that. Looks like he might get much more than that. Yeah, another one. A second maximum of the leg from Ian White. And having been broken in the previous leg, he has responded very, very well.
83. In Uruguay, 81.
Oh, treble 19 for double 12. There's the treble. There's the double. 11 darter.
Ian White.
Very, very nicely done indeed.
Ball playing in to throw first.
It is a third successive break of throw, but it's a very stylish check out from Ian White. And the number 7 seed has his nose back in front once again. White's biggest payday of last year came at the World Match Play, where he reached the quarter-finals, losing 16-13 to Michael Van Gerwen.
Yeah, had MVG in all kinds of trouble in that game. Raced off to a
41.
commanding lead before Van Gerwen just managed to reel him in. Had it been over a shorter format, I think White might have caused the upset. Still yet to make it past the quarter-final stages of any big
140.
TV major tournament.
He's like the England of darts.
Very similar. It was always, when Mark Walsh was in the top 10 in the world, it was always the TV events he struggled with. Both of these guys have PDC titles to the name. They're all floor events. Walshy did make it to the final of the UK Open. That was back in 2005. But such has been the decline in Mark
99.
Walsh's performances that, I mean, he's not played a TV event for 2 years. Last one he qualified for was the UK Open 2014. It was in qualifying for that, and he made his last quarter-final of any event, floor events, anything. He actually beat Ian White along the way. Time will do for Ian White here. Yeah,
100.
just wanted to stay clear of those flights. Don't want to accidentally bust his score.
Did you see it where Pike nearly bust 162?
Did he throw it blind?
We're not sure. Rob had a look at it again and thought, but it was perilously close to the... It clattered into the darts. It was perilously close to the treble 20 bed. We suspect he just lost sight of how many he needed. And he just got carried away.
Entertaining.
The momentum just took over.
Well, I was watching upstairs in the players' room. We don't have any sound, so I couldn't listen to your and Rod's words of wisdom. As I make my way back to the commentary box at the end of that game, I did pass Justin in the hallway behind the stage and did that thing which the only thing he can do as a player who's just lost. He just went, unlucky, mate. It looked like he wanted to kill me.
Thanfully, he didn't.
Thankfully, he didn't.
And you are here to watch Ian White against Mark Walsh.
Ian White averaging
leading.
103, by the way.
Yeah, it's a very healthy first nine average as well.
There you see it.
42.
18, 11, 14. Decent. 15 darter for Walsh as well. That was to break.
And you'll always excuse an opening leg where you're finding your way in.
95.
Yeah, Walsh just giving himself a telling off there.
Very respectable finishing stats as well. One Phil Taylor echoing around the Ballhouse Forum here in Munich.
That may be so, but he's not here.
Yeah, there is one. He's back in Stoke, probably. I don't know. Wherever he is, it's not Munich. But he will be back on the European Tour, having qualified for the 4th European Tour event in Hamburg. Tried to make Gibraltar. Got beaten. Ross Smith beat him in qualifying.
Wow.
Didn't try to qualify for this one. Didn't play in the European Tour last year.
No.
But he has to this year if he wants to make the European Championships. And Walshy pins double 16, and that's a 13 dart leg.
6 leg in to throw.
That's 3-2, and Mark Walsh is not going quietly here.
Yeah, it's a good caveat they've introduced there, whereby it does make it essential in terms of European Championship qualification.
46.
Something that Taylor doesn't want to miss out on.
Ah, big money. Big money in that one. I'm playing all the big TV tournaments.
100.
Not bad money here. I mean, £25,000 to win it is not to be sniffed at.
No, not at all. It can make a huge difference, especially to a player
100.
looking to establish himself. Manna from heaven for somebody like Cristo Reyes or James Richardson even, who's just made it through onto the PDC
55.
circuit.
Well, Darryl Gurney's run to the final in the first European Tour event earned him 10 grand. That's 10 grand that goes in his ranking. That'll get him into all kinds of things. He'll be going to the European Championship, of course. It will help him out, go and do the match play, and the Players' Championship.
I mean, Gurney must have picked up over 50 grand since the Players' Championship. There or thereabouts.
Yeah, that sounds about right, actually. I'd have to check for
100.
He's coining it, his super chin. Ian White just coming under a bit of pressure in this leg on his throw.
96.
96 is okay, but Mark Walsh only 30 behind.
Yeah, he's not out of this by any stretch of the imagination. He just needs to find a really punishing set of
60.
6 darts or so somewhere.
Shake of the head from Walsh. He missed opportunity and he knows it. Maximum leaves double 18 here for Ian White. That'll do though. next best prize. Leaves him a nice little 2-darter for a potential 4-2 lead. Ronnie Hybrex or Jelle Klaassen awaits. Ian White hoping to become the first seeded player to make it through to the last 16, following the demise of Brendan Dolan, Justin Pipe and Terry Jenkins.
£51,500, by the way, for Gurney in the last 4 months.
In charge of the sixth flag, Ian White.
76 check out, 4-2 lead.
To throw first.
It's a phenomenal estimate for you on how much Daryl Gurney has won.
Yeah. Now then, Walsh, just to get the crowd on side here. Not quite, but an effective first set of darts as he looks to hold his throw, just to keep the pressure on here. You fancy another break of throw here for Ian White. Could be game over.
Well, Walsh has actually played all right. He's played a little bit better than he did against Thomas Younghans. He's hitting 2/3 of his darts at double. He's averaging just short of 90. But unfortunately, against Ian White, it's not good enough. Because Ian White's average is closer to 100.
83.
And he's hitting 2/3 of his darts at doubles as well. So, there you see. It's steady from Mark Walsh.
And steady's okay when you're playing Thomas Younghans, but
probably not when you're playing number 12 in the world, but a man who was in the top 8 for a while. And you see good finishing from both men here.
Well, a big score here from Ian White would put Mark Walsh under a lot of pressure.
Bulldozes his way through to the treble 20 with that last dart, and it gets him down to a finish. Walsh, who just 35 scored,
92.
saves himself with that last dart.
43.
So he should get at least a dart at the bullseye when he returns to the board, if he returns to the board. 143 would be a killer. Not to be, needed the treble 17.
87.
May well be back though.
86.
Wouldn't be too surprised if he were to return. That leaves Bullen to reduce the arrears to 4-3, and 61. It's just outside.
Here you require 56.
So 2 darts to break, and for a 5-2 lead. He's gone for the double 18 route. And he does not miss. Ian White is on the brink of the last 16. And Mark Walsh is going to have to produce something that we have not seen from him yet this weekend to turn this one around.
And you fancy Ian White now to finish the job in this 8th leg. Could well be the end of the road here for Mark Walsh. It began in qualifying. He overcame Joe Polframan, Paul Nicholson and Mick McGowan. Thomas Younghans put to the sword yesterday, but it looks as though the run is going to come to an end here. Ian White may be finishing with a flourish as well. The icing on the cake is on its way.
Is it? Is it though? So many times on the European Tour we have been promised the 9-darter and then denied.
Go on, Ian White.
1-4-1, Ian White.
Everyone's on standby with the pictures. Take a seat, it's not going to happen.
97.
You are right to boo him.
Yeah.
You are right to boo him, Munich.
Ian White acknowledging the crowd's role there in helping him or trying to help him get over the line.
130. Here you require 44.
So 2 dart. Will he go double 18s again, or will he go for double 16 instead? 2 darts at it, 1 more in hand for a 6-2 win.
28.
Well, you feel it's a question of when rather than if.
Well, it looks like the end of the road for Mark Walsh, because
80.
Ian White has not missed
Ian
much
White,
this
16.
afternoon. And he's relying on him missing 3 more darts, but a match-winning double.
Game, shot,
And as predicted, Ian White becomes the first seeded player through to the last 16 of the German Darts Masters. A comfortable 6-2 victory against Mark Walsh. 98 average in the end. Looked like he might finish it with a perfect leg. But Ian White, a former finalist at the German Darts Masters, is through to the final day of action. He will face either Ronnie Heidrechts or Jelle Klaassen tomorrow.
Und herzlichen Glückwunsch
He's
an
got 4
Ian
more spots
White.
in the last 6.